Drop it into third gear, 2,500 RPM, 60, a lot more than 60, right wrap. What's up guys, today you join me from the driver's seat of a 2005 BMW 530 diesel. This is Owen's car and I must say a massive thank you to Owen for letting me take out his 5 Series. Now I haven't actually done a 5 Series on a budget on this channel. I have done the V10 E60 M5 for the channel, which childhood fantasy car right there. I absolutely love that thing, but did not like the fuel consumption at all. Completely put me off the car if I'm quite honest. So it begged the question, when it came to me actually wanting to buy a new car, the 5 Series was actually at the top of the list. I love the lines and I love the look of it. When Owen got this car, I was very intrigued because, wait for it, it has a manual 6-speed gearbox. I'd never known that they did, you know, the 3-litre turbocharged diesel engine in the 6-speed manual, which makes me question the M5 in a way. Fantastic car, but my first question in this video is, why would you buy an M5 with the SMG gearbox when this exists, a 3-litre diesel turbocharged version of the 5 Series with a 6-speed manual, the manual that all of the M car lovers want, that the E60 M5 never came in? It begs the question, it really does. Onto this car though, it has been mapped running 300 brake horsepower at 500 foot-pound of torque. 500 foot-pound of torque in this diesel 5 Series, so it has a lot of get up and go. That coupled with the fancy looks of a car that I really like, this shape E60. I love these shape 5 Series. They are definitely my favourite. When this design came out, absolutely fell in love with the front end and the swooping lights coming around, the swoop of the rear. With the looks, you do have the really cool sort of spider clawy wheels on this version as well, which I'm a big fan of. And coupled with the tinted windows and the sort of dark blue exterior paint, this car does look very aggressive. But on to the question, 300 brake horsepower and 500 foot-pound of torque. Is it anywhere near as good as the M5? Bearing in mind that this is a budget version of a powerful 5 Series, I think. You can get into one of these for sub £4,000-5,000. And although I can't actually find any manual ones for sale right now to comparison this car with, it's something to think about. It makes me feel that this car is pretty special in a way. You don't get any diesel, turbocharged, big brake horsepower, you know, with a map, cars that can handle this well, that have got the space and the comfort to rival the price. The price is just, they're so cheap and they're so readily available. You can get these pretty much anywhere, any condition, any mileage. But this one being so powerful really intrigues me with this gearbox. Can you enjoy a 5 Series on a budget? Because you can't enjoy the M5 on a budget. Let's find out. Traction control there from the rear end. Lovely turn in on this one. Oh. Hyperspace button. The torque comes in at 1500 RPM on this one, so in literally any gear we'll pick third, get onto a bit of straight. Oh, bit of rear end twitchiness in a diesel 5 Series. Now I know you can get the 535, the twin turbocharged 3 litre, but they are considerably more money. I think these, ooh, that torque is impressive. And I haven't driven a 535, so I can't, you know, comparatively go after the M5 in that either. And I'm not saying that the M5 is, you know, a letdown, because I loved the M5. I, again, am in love with M5s. The E60 is the one I wanted. It's just the price. The price is, you know, although cheap for what they are, to keep going is horrendous. They are horrendous to keep going. And this is a 35 mpg going on a, you know, on a blasting B-road day, manual gearboxed version of the 5 Series that the M5 never was. So guys, let's have a quick look round this 530 diesel. Now this car being the E60 generation, got big love for the shapes, looks of this car. Coming up front, you do have these awesome looking lights coming round, sort of like eyelashes coming down the side of the car. And I remember seeing this car for the first time. I loved that sort of swoop round of the lights at the front and the back. Really, really cool looks. This one has the M Sport front bumper on it, so it has a bit more going on than the standard base model one would. It's got a bit more of an aggressive front end, and I really like that the black grills have been put in as well. Just darkens the car up a little bit. Obviously the chrome will come as a factory option, but I think darkening the grills is the way to go. The front bumper just coming down here as well, nice and swoop and aggressive at the front. Coming down, you have the 19-inch sort of spider looking wheels on this series of 5 Series. This one has tinted windows as well to sort of complete the darker sort of look, being dark blue as well. Really like the colour of this car. You can just about see it there. Really nice contrast, especially with the bodywork on these. Coming around to the back, you have the sort of swoop round of the lights as well. And again, I've been a fan of this shape 5 Series for years. I absolutely love the look of it. Coming around the back, you do have the sort of swoop and quite big bumpers on these. They do come out quite far, and you don't really notice in cameras and, you know, on video, but in person, there is quite a size to this car. This one having the twin exit at the side. Obviously the M5 would come with a quad at the back. Coming inside the car, this one has the black leather interior in it with a bit of wood effect right here going around the cabin. Really, really nice cabin though. Again, this has quite a bit of mileage on it, and you know, the manual gearbox and stuff doesn't take away from the comfort that this still has. Although it's, you know, a little bit older, it's got some mileage on it. It's really, really comfy interior. And again, if you're going for comfort, these seats, the leather that BMW use, it's really, really good quality. This one still has the iDrive in it, just in the centre there. Steering controls, got all the heating. And this one, being an M Sport version, has come with the M Sport steering wheel, the M Sport gear knob just down there. Really cool interior though. I do like the swoop of the dash. But all in all, really cool looking car this. I do like the style, especially of this 5 Series. Big fan of this shape 5 Series. And again, it does beg the question, when these are so cheap, so inexpensive to keep going, and it does beg the question, is this the cheap alternative to the E60 M5, but with a manual transmission? It's one to think about. Big third gear, 2000. If you short shift, wow, the torque that comes in is pretty neck breaking, if I'm honest. Oh, you've got to be quite careful in the corners. I think the torque is, it's not savage, but it is very, very aggressive. You can alter the car, you know, it is very easy to chuck about if you need to, and you know, chuck that rear end in if needs be. But it does keep you in check, knowing that the second you put your foot down, there is mountains of torque ready to take you down the road. So second gear, round to 3. It's very, very impressive, this car. You've got to think, on a budget, is there anything better that looks this good, that performs this well, that will keep on going? This one's got 165,000 miles on it, feels brand new inside. The clutch is very, very soft. The gearbox is not notchy at all. It just bangs straight in the gears. Brakes are fantastic as well. You've got all of the interior space you could ever want. Mod cons, sat nav, everything that you could ever want in here. And that torque. So it's a manual gearboxed 500 foot-pound torque M car they never made, because this is only an M Sport. So it's got the M Sport front bumper, it's got M on the steering wheel, it's got M on the gear knob. So this wasn't really going to be a powerful, take on all roads performance M car, but it is at the same time. It's got that power, it's got that finesse as well, because it is chuckable for, you know, what it is size wise. It's really, really impressive, this car. So overall thoughts on this 5 Series. Now, I am a big fan of the 5 Series. I do really like this, you know, E60 version of the 5 Series, one of my favourites. I think this is the one to buy though. They're not too much to keep going. You know, insurance isn't silly, I don't think, on them. You never really hear any horror stories of people trying to insure a diesel 5 Series. Maintenance wise, I think these will go, you know, forever. You could run them right into the ground if you wanted to. And I think in a second-hand car market, you're not really going to get anything better than this for the money. You know, this generation, you know, 2005, 2006, say, this was the best looking saloon you could buy, in my opinion. And I think for the price, the second-hand car market, these are so strong. And there's so many of them out there as well, that you can get a good deal on one. You can get one with, you know, the heated seats and the climate control and everything you could want in the colour you want, because there is so many out there. And the question still is, although the M5 is honestly, hand on heart, one of the best cars I've ever driven, I absolutely loved it, but for a fraction of the E60 M5's money, you could have a manual diesel. It's a no-brainer to me. You would buy this one. This is the one you would get. If not, you would be jumping into the 535. So let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the question? The M5 is a great car. I love it. But if you were actually needing to daily drive something like this, is this the one to go for? The value, the costs involved, the fact that this retains still good MPG, and you drop it into third gear, 2,500 RPM, 60, a lot more than 60, right wrap, that fast for still a fraction of the cost. It's a win-win situation, it really is. But guys, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for your support, I really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, check out fydapparel.com, cop yourself some FYD merch to support the channel, and I'll see you all on the next video. Cheers guys.